Hey everybody, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be doing the October monthly tarot reading for the sign of Cancer. So as always, I'm going to be using the Wild Unknown Tarot, clarifying with the intuitive, and I'll be laying out a Celtic cross style spread. So to begin with, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching, who's been commenting, liking, subscribing, and even sharing my videos. It means the world to me. I love the feedback you're giving me, especially when you share with me how it applies to your current circumstances. So that's awesome. Keep it coming because I love hearing that it's been helpful in some way, or that simply that it's helped you realize certain things about your own circumstances that needed to come to your awareness. So I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to write to me. So I'm just going to get stuck in for you, Cancer. So let's see what's going on for the month of October for you. It's been a very interesting time. I mean, you've had a lot to deal with emotionally. There's been all sorts of energies coming and going from your life. A lot of people making themselves known to you at this time. So let's see if we can figure out what else is going on for you, particularly for October. So I'm just going to do the layout first. Oh gosh, everything's trying to come out all at once. So I will do the layout for you first, and then I'll explain each card in their position, and then of course I will clarify where needed. Right then, so let's get stuck in. So to begin with, in regards to your present circumstances here in the beginning of October, you have the Two of Swords in reverse. So a decision had to be made, and I feel like it was one that was making quite a big impact on your life, one that was putting a lot of strain and pressure on you at this time. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy decision that you came to, but you knew that moving forward, a tough call had to be made. It could be in regards to your work life. It could be in regards to a circumstance with someone. It could be a relationship. It could just simply be, deciding between two jobs. Could be deciding where to move, or could even just the idea of because I felt this was somebody that someone had to decide whether or not to move home or to stay where they are. But I feel like their heart was telling them to move, but some kind of responsibility was kind of pulling them to stay where they are. But they felt like they had to go with their heart, I think. That's what I get with this. For others, it's in regards to a connection. For others of you, it's in regards to work, so you had to choose between maybe two jobs, right? Or two projects, something of that sort. So take it however it resonates. It's going to be different for different people. So crossing you in regards to the challenge in this circumstance, you have the Star card. So you're having to trust that things are working out in your highest good, right? Which is not easy, particularly for Cancer. It's not easy. We are terrified when it comes to change, as much as many of us try to embrace that, because obviously I have Cancer in my sun sign, if you weren't already aware. So yeah, I do fully understand that fear of having to embrace the unknown in order to go after what it is that you want, right? But I feel like that's what's being communicated here, that you have to take risks and know that some of them will pay off. And in this case, it's going to pay off. So don't worry about it. You're making the right choice. Okay. In regards to your recent past, you have the Ten of Cups in reverse. So yeah, there was something that needed to be resolved, as I said, because it was emotionally draining you. There was just too many variables involved. It was all very muddling for quite some time, and you had to let go of something, even though that caused you pain. You knew it was in everybody's best interest, right? Particularly if it is in relation to a romantic connection, or if it's in relation to, following your heart. Like I said, if you're moving home or you want to travel, something of that nature, even though it was a hard call because you'd have to leave people behind, you knew that's what you were having to do, right? That's what your heart was calling for. That's where your passion was. So that's why you made the tough call to follow your heart, right? In your near future, you have the Two of Cups. So again, there's going to be some disconnect. You may have some distance between you and a significant other. Particularly if you are, like I said, if you're moving home or traveling, or you're going to be further away from this person, then obviously there's going to be physical distance between you. There could also be emotional distance as a result of that. For some of you, it's a case of you had to make a heart over head decision, but you may be questioning whether or not that was the right call, right? Because you're worried that maybe it's not going to pan out in your best interest. But I feel like that's not I feel like you did make the right call based on, what your intuition was telling you, and it had to be an intuitive decision. I feel with this particular circumstance, you may have been, using your left-brained side to try and make a decision, and that wasn't really working. That was just causing more confusion and conflict between yourselves, right? Between the aspects of self. But that's why you had to really tap into your intuition and trust that it would make the right decision for you, even if that meant potentially losing a connection, or actively making the choice to break a connection in some way. And I feel like if that hasn't happened already, that's what's going to happen as a result. There's going to be, I feel like, a severance. There's going to be a tide that is severed in some way here. And I feel like that will come to a head very soon. So that might not sound like the best news, but trust me, I really feel like even though there is sadness involved there, it's for your best good. And that will free you up to embark on a new journey that's filled with promise, filled with opportunity, right? I really get that sense of having to shed the old and embrace this massive transformative change, right? Because it's huge. It's not a small thing. This has been in the works for months, Cancer, okay? So you're seeing the next stage of this. So in regards to your external influences, the circumstances, individuals, or just energy factors that surround you at this time. In the month of October, you have the Page of Daughters. Yes, the Page of Daughters. The Page of Pentacles in reverse, which is the Page of which is the Daughter of Pentacles. Sorry. So yeah. I feel like there are some, like I said, some connections that you had to remove from your life. And even though that left you feeling kind of vulnerable and hurt, and you felt like you let those people down, that you didn't do right by them in some way, that's not necessarily the case. That maybe they are embarking on their own journey. There's some things that they need to process still. There's some things that they need to heal or move past or go through first. Maybe there's some connections they need to make in their life, right? They're embarking on their own journey, They're having to take a new approach to some aspect of their life. So as much as you may feel responsible, this is kind of being divinely guided, actually. That's what I feel. That this is kind of almost being taken out of your hands, even though obviously you are actively participating in this situation. I feel like there's many aspects of it that is out of your hands, that is being divinely guided, right? And it's so that it brings you in alignment to where it is that you're heading. Okay. And in regards to what it is in your power to affect, you have the Magician, which is awesome. I love this card, right? This is the energy you really want to be stepping in at this time, Cancer, because as I said, you are an active participant in the creation of your new reality, because you are stepping into a new reality. I can see that, and I will tell you why in a moment. But yeah, I mean, this is huge. You need to step into this space. Whether you're afraid or not, that's fine. Choose courage. If you feel like you don't have all the information or the resources, that's fine. Tap into your inner knowing, right? You have the power to change your reality. Your reality is changing regardless, so you may as well be more of an active participant in it. You are the creator, right, of your circumstances. You're the creator of your life. You know, you have sovereignty, you have power over yourself, right? So embody that, embrace that, okay? Because you've been doing a hell of a lot of manifestation, and that's why these changes have been occurring, right? Because not only have you been actively manifesting things into your life, but the universe has been upgrading you so you can do that, and bringing things into your life to align you with this new path. So there is heavy energies coming into play for you. You've probably been feeling all sorts of things already, but I'm telling you, it's nothing compared to what's coming. Like, over the next few months, it's going to get pretty intense. So just prepare for that, okay? You're going to have a lot of downloads, a lot of synchronicity. You're going to have a lot of activity on the astral plane as well. So don't be surprised if you have a lot of strange dreams that you don't really understand. If you keep seeing faces or coming across energies that are new, but you keep coming in contact with that. Even if you get visitations, things like that, there's going to be a lot of things going on the spiritual level, so just be aware. So it's important that you step into that energy of, having some level of control over those circumstances and really just actively participating in what it is that you want to bring into your life, right? And not just allow things to come in however they please, right? You want to filter what enters your life at this time, okay? All right, but don't filter those energies, because there's some powerful energies coming through and it's in your highest good. But I just mean in regards to other things, and other energies. You don't want just everything and anything coming towards you, because like I said, you're having a lot of people gravitate towards you at this time. You have a lot of energy coming in. A lot of circumstances will present themselves to you, various opportunities, so you have to use your discernment and filter it and only gravitate to those that you feel serve you, right? Okay, moving on. So in the position of the advice, you have the Mother of Swords. So your left-brained critical thinking will come into play to help you, right? Where it was causing you conflict and confusion, in regards to this circumstance that you've left behind, it was helping you to come to a decision. It's just that your emotions were kind of getting muddled with this energy as well. But too much of either one is never a good thing, right? You're just finding that equilibrium. But I feel like you're stepping into that space where you are now. With this here, the advice is to don't allow yourself to fall into guilt trips, right? Or like to be guilt tripped by people, or to place blame and guilt on yourself. Don't carry that baggage, okay? Because as I said, some things, yes, you are choosing, you're actively changing your reality, but some things are being removed from your life so that you can move forward, okay? And you can't feel guilty about everything that's being removed from your life, because otherwise you'll never move forward and you'll just be stuck in the past, right? So really allow yourself to body this energy when it comes to looking back at the past, okay, and how things played out, because it's playing out exactly as it needs to at this time. That's what I'm really getting a sense of, that everything's happening for a reason. That's the key message here. Everything's happening for a reason. You're fine. Trust in the process, right? So that's going to help you. Bodying this energy in regards to that aspect is really going to help you moving forward, okay? And then in regards to your hopes, you have the High Priestess. Of course, you want this energy, right? You want to know that you can trust in your intuition, which you have been doing again. For the first time in a long time, you felt like you can finally really start to trust in your intuition again. And that's the thing, you're embodying that energy as much as you're hoping to be in this space. I feel like you are, right? With that magician here as well, that's powerful spiritual energy here. This is manifestation, this intuition, this is, third eye wide open energy, okay? Being really receptive to the knowing, to the universal consciousness that flows through all things, to, heeding the call from spirit guides, ancestors, things like that, tapping into both aspects of yourself and balancing. Like, this is what I feel like is being communicated here. That's really intense, right? I feel like you are being seriously upgraded, Cancer. Like, no joke. Seriously upgraded. And yeah, I think you're aware of that, and you hope that you really step into that space. You want it. That's the thing. As much as you may be a bit afraid, like, well, this is new and scary, like, I feel like I'm being brought to a level I've never been in before. You haven't, right? You haven't. But at least not in this lifetime. But as much as that's scary in some ways, you're really wanting that. You want to step into your power. You want to elevate yourself, right? And really have your third eye wide open and really operating from a space of knowing and calm and inner peace, rather than fear and guilt and worry, anxiety, right? So awesome energy. I love it. It's freaking amazing. That's exactly what we need right now, okay, right? So please do. Okay. So in regards to your fears, you've got the Seven of Cups. So I don't know why I keep doing this with my hair. I don't like having my ears sticking out because, God, I've got sticky out ears. But anyway, that's not relevant. But I just noticed myself and I'm like, what am I doing with my hair? And what is with my ear? But anyway, yeah, moving forward, Seven of Cups. So yeah, with it being in reverse, you're afraid because you've had so many different opportunities in work, in your passions, different ways to express yourself, right? Whether it's in work, in your passions, probably several love interests as well, because I'm seeing those Two of Cups there and all the Ten of Cups and everything. I feel like, yeah, there's been a lot, especially when I think back to the previous reads, there's been a lot of opportunities in love as well. And I think it got really overwhelming. That's why you kind of had to cut some people out of your life, because you're just like, I can't do this. This is way too much. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, who am I supposed to spend my time with, right? So, yeah, it was overwhelming and you had to make some very tough decisions. Not just in regards to love, but also in regards to, opportunities in work, or, like I said, your passions, where you invest your time and energy, right? Your where your focus is. So yeah, it's been a bit draining, and I feel like you're worried that maybe you haven't made the right decisions, or maybe I feel like this guilt is coming in, like there's some guilt around making these decisions, and like, oh, what if I turn down the dream job, or what if I turn down the wrong person, and what if I don't get this project off the ground, and things like that. There's a bit of concern there, as much as like there is a bit of anxiety around it. I think it's more fear and upset that that you were in a situation where you had to make tough decisions, and you're worried about what the consequences of those decisions could be, right? And if you've turned away the wrong opportunities. So that's your fears at this time, okay? And then in regards to the outcome, you have the Three of Wands. So, what did I say? Manifesting a new reality, right? This is your window, right? Where you are being transported into a new reality. And yeah, it's big. I'm not gonna lie, it's huge. So I'm not surprised this is in the outcome. All of this and all of the things that you're concerned about is being removed for a purpose, as I said. It is being alchemized, because it's not going to be a part of this new reality you're stepping into. So it had to change, right? Even if, like, say, the certain situations or individuals that you've walked away from are still in this new reality, it would be in a different way, right? It would be a different, circumstance, a different connection, a different way of communicating. I don't know, it would be different. It will not be the same. So that's the thing, a lot of changes are coming about, and it is in your best interest. It's going to be more aligned with what you wished for, right? So that's hella positive. Like, honestly, Cancer, it's really looking good at this point, but let's just move forward and see what happens. But I'm liking it. I'm liking the read so far. It's very transformative. And just as I said that, I was going to clarify the two sorts. The death in reverse came up, okay? So this is what I'm talking about. It's transformative. You had to make this hard decision in order to get to this, right? Because this is happening, we're still in this. This has been going on for months. But in order to move on to the next stage, this had to happen, okay? This kind of mini tower moment had to occur in order to move on to the next part of this process, as I said before. So I'm just going to clarify the style. Yeah, Two of Pentacles in reverse. So again, I mean, this juggling act that you was doing was preventing you from really stepping into that space, and trusting that everything is going to work out fine. But now, it's being confirmed. Now that you've made the tough call, you did the hard part, the universe is going to take care of you, Cancer. Alright? It's important to know that. You're being taken care of. That your wishes are being brought into your reality. Okay? But it's all about timing. And certain things have to occur first. As long as you do the work and you trust in the process, you will get there. Okay? Because you're aligning with those energies. Yeah. So you had a tough call to make, right? With these Three of Swords there. And the Knights of Pentacles, right? But it was a process. It took time. It took time to get to this point. Let's have a look then in regards to the Ten of Cups in reverse. So you have the Seven of Wands. Yeah. So there was certain aspects of your life that was keeping you stagnant. That's now being lifted one by one. And with the Justice, it's like, because you've actively participated in that, things are going to start changing very fast, okay? And what about in regards to, that was in your near past, right? The recent past, okay? So because you made those hard decisions, because you recognized that things were keeping you stagnant, that was stopping you from really tapping into this creator energy, you made some tough calls, you worked your ass off to put things in place, and now it's going to manifest something really interesting, right? Judgment, as I said. Sorry, not judgment, justice, right? Libra energy. What are we in now? Libra, okay? So this is coming now. Alright, so the Two of Cups. Two of Cups, lovers. How interesting. And the Ace of Cups. So this is what I'm talking about, okay? So in your near future, there's going to be some separation between someone of interest. But that separation, for whatever reason that is going to grow a bigger attraction, a bigger desire to bring it to this level, right? To have everything with you. As I said in my last, if you haven't watched it, go and watch the Love Tarot reading that I did just the other day for Cancer, okay? Because this aspect of it is very relevant to that reading, okay? So go check it out if this resonates with you. But yeah, there is a love connection that's going to be separated, but it's going to be brought back together, okay? And it's going to lead to something potentially very, very powerful, something very solid, a new beginning in emotional and physical abundance, okay? You could end up even married to this person one day, just saying, but it's going to be a serious commitment, okay? So, in regards to the external factors, okay, Knight of Cups in reverse, so yeah, you know, these individuals that you've walked away from, these circumstances you walked away from, it was necessary in order for things to change for the better, okay? There were certain things that would not have been addressed, that would not have changed if you hadn't done that, right? If you hadn't been removed from those circumstances. So while it may have felt like a double-edged sword, overall it's going to be for the better, okay? And especially for yourself, this was not going to give you, by remaining in this situation, it was not going to make you happy. It was not going to bring you into this energy that you're stepping into. It was going to hinder that progress. And because you were in that space, it probably has been affecting you in various aspects of your life, okay? Particularly when it comes to manifesting whatever it is that you've been asking for, right? It would have halted that a little bit because you've got that stagnant, anxious fear around you, okay? And that's going to create blockages. So that's why you had to remove it, okay? And that's why the universe has removed some things as well. Okay, so what about in regards to the Magician? Because as I said, I love this card and I'm really curious what is being communicated here. Even though obviously all cards have a positive and negative aspect, but in this position, I feel like the Magician is a very, very good card. Okay, so 8 of Swords. Yeah, where there was conflict and where situations became unbearable, where communication was just impossible, I feel like you have now got the ability to change that, okay? You can change how you communicate with people. You can put to rest the connections that are not serving you, and that's what you're doing, okay? But you also need to be aware that how you communicate with people is very, very important, because you have more power in these circumstances than you realize. And I think you're starting to see that now. You didn't realize just how much of an effect you have in these circumstances with these people, but you're starting to see that now. So you're being very, very cautious with how you communicate moving forward, so that, you know, things don't get crossed, wires don't get crossed, and, you know, people don't end up getting into a row with you over certain things, or you don't find yourself getting, you know, mentally depleted, emotionally depleted, just because of miscommunication, right? So anything else there in regards to that Magician before I move on? Yeah. So take note, okay, that you're not, there's still more that you can do to change your circumstances, okay? That maybe you're not setting intentions, maybe you're not creating new affirmations or new goals, right? Maybe your goals list is outdated. Maybe you've changed direction in some way. So redress that, okay? Have a look at that. Because if you readdress it, then maybe you'll see, oh yeah, actually, that's happening now. Or, oh, actually, that's not how I feel about it anymore. So keep that stuff up to date, because things are changing all the time. Everything's in flux, including yourself, all the time. So it's important to just reflect and see where it is that you want to head now, okay? Alright, so what about the Mother of Swords? Don't want to keep this video going too long. 3 of Wands. So again, where I was saying use that discernment, that decisiveness, and not carrying that guilt to move you forward. With the 3 of Wands, you know that you've got something on the horizon, right? You are headed somewhere, but you're waiting for this opportunity to come in, for something to fall in place, right? Something to gravitate towards you, so you can move forward, so you can jump on board, so you can go ahead, okay? So if you're going ahead, you can't be carrying too much weight from the past, right? It's important to not carry any guilt moving forward, okay? Because things are happening for a reason. That's the important message here, as I said previously. Okay, so don't carry the weight, keep yourself light and keep looking forward, not back, because that's where the ships are coming in, alright? That's where you're headed. Okay. And let's clarify the High Priestess. Well, too many cards, but I did see the High Priestess in reverse on top. So yeah, finding that balance between the inner knowing and, you know, trusting the universe, let's say, okay? That's what you're hoping for. You're trying to find that middle ground of relinquishing control, but also having that inner knowing and using your intuition to guide you and to take action. So it's finding that equilibrium. And amazingly, you've got the moon and the sun. Like, honestly, I've never had these two come out together before. Never. Okay? So that is, I mean, what did I tell you? This is huge. This is a massive transformation. Like, it is insane what's being communicated here. Okay. So honestly, can I just show you this, right? The High Priestess, the moon and the sun. That is, I don't even know what to say. Like, when it comes on a spiritual level, like, this is you, like, elevated to a high status, okay? This is, and I'm not talking about in an egotistical sense, I'm talking about you being fully tapped in, okay? Because this is you, okay? When your ego isn't masking yourself, okay? And when you're in that balance, this is you, yourself, in this current persona, okay? This is your highest self, say the sun, okay? Your light aspect. This is your shadow aspect, okay? The darker side of self, the one that's showing you what lurks beneath the surface, the things where all your fears, your emotions, your concerns, your desires, all of those things that are beneath the surface, very much in tune with the subconscious, right? This is where they reside, whereas this is outward facing, and this is what's coming as a direct stream through you, okay? And this is you, right? And this is you and your higher self, and shadow self, and ego, all in one, okay? So this is you in your full element. This is you as a complete and whole being without any fractures or, you know, this is you harmonizing on all levels, okay? So this is what you're hoping for. And I feel like this is what you're stepping into, right? This is what's being manifested with the outcome, this, okay? So that is incredible. Like, honestly, I've never seen that before. I'm actually kind of speechless because that is no joke. Wow. Okay, moving forward. So you are going to be very, very tapped in. Like I said, third eye wide open. You're going to get some heavy downloads, and you're going to have various ways in which you can really affect your reality, and not just for yourself, but you will have a direct impact to those around you in the month of October. So be very aware of your energy, because you are being opened all the way up, just so you know. So you have to be very mindful in your communication, as I saw with that 8 of Swords there. Very mindful in your communication. Know your intentions, and always try to operate from the highest level, from a good place, okay? Because you're going to have a very profound impact on your surroundings, on those around you, and your own reality, okay? Okay, and then in regards to the fears, again, fear of change, new beginnings, right? That's what the Fool represents, a new adventure, new chapter, next leg of the journey, new beginning.
And with it being in the reverse, clarifying the Seven of Cups, you're terrified that you haven't made the right decision in order to move forward, right? You're afraid that this is going to create emotional lack, not abundance. But that's unfounded. From what I can see so far, there is nothing to suggest that's the case, right? You had to move forward. You had to make tough calls in order to move forward. But that doesn't mean you made the wrong one just because it was difficult, okay? But you're moving towards a bright future, okay? And yeah, in order to do that, you have to purge a little bit. You have to close certain chapters, certain doors. You had to stop giving out so much of your love and energy to various, people, to various projects, to various whatever, right? You had to recall that energy in order to give it to yourself, because you've not been giving it enough to yourself. And that's partially why you've had some setbacks, right? Because that energy needed to be brought in. You needed to invest that energy back into yourself, okay? So, absolutely nothing to be worried about at this time. Even now, oh gosh, sorry. Just cards flying at me is really trying to communicate. Yeah, Two of Cups, you had to let go of a love interest probably, or a partnership. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, so things are turning towards a new direction, but it's important that you see it for what it is and with the right perspective, so that you don't see it as a detriment, but rather a blessing. Queen of Wands in reverse, so knowing your worth, knowing your power, so that you can positively affect things. And Five of Wands, so moving away from previous conflicts, or conflict of ideas, conflict of desires, okay? So, finally I'm just going to clarify, sorry I know this is going on a little bit, but I just want to get these messages out, especially as these cards are flying out at the moment. So clarifying the Three of Wands there, you got the Page of Cups in reverse. So, yeah, I mean, I don't feel like you're in this energy at all. That's far from you. I feel like you've come out of that. You had to step in this energy a little while, the Page of Cups, because there were certain things you had to learn, right? Certain karmic lessons that you went through recently. So you had to change how you emotionally react to things, how you emotionally deal with certain circumstances. But you're coming out of that now. You're wiser. You've changed how you go about things, making those tough decisions. Because Cancers, I'm telling you, Cancers, being one, I know what I'm talking about. When something calls for like a heavy emotional talk, or if we feel like we're letting someone down, usually we'll try and run from that and just hide in our cave, because that's scary to us. That's like the worst thing in the world, if we have to let someone down, or if we have to deal with an emotionally troubling situation, we really struggle with that. But now things have changed. As I can see here, you're the wiser, right? You've changed how you process that. You've changed how you deal with that, because you know that that's not the way forward. Alright, so you had to let go of something that no longer served where it is that you're heading. At least at this leg of the situation, okay, at this point in time, it's not serving you, okay? It's holding you back. It's creating an unhappiness and sadness, right? Magician again, manifestation. All of this is aligning you with what you asked for. That's the bottom line. So all the hardships that you've been through is necessary to bring you to where you want to be. So, again, this is a really awesome read. I had a great read for Scorpio as well. Really, really cool. And this is actually even much more intense than that. This is hugely positive. Unbelievable read. One of the best I've done in a long, long time. I mean, this here is probably like, this to me is like the best lineup I've ever seen. Like, it's incredible. So yeah, Cancer, my gosh, just so you know, like October is going to be full on, okay, in a good way.
you're going to have a huge transformation. You're going to be seeing a lot of positive changes. You're not going to recognize yourself, I don't think. By the end of it, you're going to start to feel like a different person. And as the next couple of months move forward, you're going to see even more changes. So just so you know, okay? So awesome. I hope you enjoyed this read. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed it, do give it a like. It would mean a lot to me. Do subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, I just can't wait to see what happens, where this goes, because I know this is just the beginning, okay? So yeah, join me next time and we'll have a look. Take care.